ready for day 2, our research questions. Number 1. Okay, Miss Logan, come up here and read number 1 for me.
All right, number 1 says, explain how Juliet Gordon-Lowe's beliefs became a part of the Girl Scouts. Give 3 details using information from both sources. Be sure to tell which source you use for each detail.
Miss Logan, when you were looking at that at first, there's a dry erase marker right underneath you. What do you think that you would circle using which is understand? What would you circle? What key information?
I would circle, well, I'd probably underline this, because this is what it's about. But then I would circle this, and I would circle this part.
Okay, let's all do that together, guys. Would you underline beliefs became a part of the Girl Scouts? And then circle, good job, Miss Logan. We always do circle numbers. 3 details and both sources. So it says we need to give 3 details and both sources. Now let's look at that last little line. Be sure to tell which source you use by each detail. Let's underline that. Be sure to tell which source you use. Right here, underline that. Be sure to tell which source you use. Okay. So this is the hardest part. Bianca, do you remember at the beginning of the year, what was the big struggle that you had? I'll switch your spots. What you were not sure what the question was asking, right?
I used to never understand.
You used to never understand the question. So now turn to your partner. This is the most important part. And try to understand tell your partner what the test is asking you to do. Go. What is it asking you to do?
It's asking us to Girl Scouts. Find the man I'm
serious, right? Because you're really going to be testing it.
And come together. You guys like that? I'll copy quite after me. All right, so Ms. Shutt, when you're thinking about this, what do you think will be the part a lot of kids might skip?
Well, Kaden forgot to say what he's looking for details on.
Yeah, what they're looking for details on. Miss Logan, what might be another part that kids would skip?
How her beliefs became part of the Girl Scouts. Not just like how...
I think that could be part of it. I'm worried about this part.
Oh, which source?
Yeah,
where we got it from?
So, who remembers our National Park project? Raise your hand if you remember the National Park. What did we have to do for every book we used? What did we have to do? Write the book down. Remember the title? They were all here, and you guys struggled with writing the titles down? You always have to write your sources down. So let's look at this for a second. Okay. We're going to go back, and we're going to find her beliefs, and then we're going to try and find, we've got to make sure that we include which source. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start off just to be sure that I'm doing this right, and I'm going to say source number 1 and source...
Can we write that?
Yep, you're going to write it too. Number 2. There's a different way you could do this, but I want you to try it this way. Source number 1 and source number 2. That way you're sure to do it. What's another way you could do it? A different way. You could indent. Another way is you might find the information and then write down which source you found it from. But I just kind of like this because it reminds me, okay, source number 1. Now let's go look for details. If you would please go back and look for a detail. And when you have one with your partner, if you would just raise your hand and tell me if you think you have one. Go back. Actually, you know what? Use these. Use our plastic sleeves.
Plastic seeds.
I'll get you some.
We don't have any. Man colorblind. Man colorblind. Get out of the camera. Jeez, you're in the camera.
You're colorblind.
I'm colorblind. Yep. Yeah.
What color is the camera?
Go back.
What?
What color is my hair?
You're holding up 4.
James is in the camera.
Fun is in the finger.
James, you're James,
What do you want? Hi,
Going
bye.
back, and you're going to look at
Now am I in the camera?
page first.
Am I in the camera now?
Nope.
Yay!
I see you now.
Are you looking at your sources?
What?
Are you looking at your sources?
I don't know what a source is.
Oh, we have to go to the
Part where we did those other stories.
Oh, Alex
I
came
don't
up
have
with a
good
great
memory.
plan, but it's flawed. And Alex, I'm so happy you did this because mistakes are how we learn. Alex said he was looking to see if there's anywhere that the word belief.
My dad thought we had a snow.
Do you? I did not remember seeing that word belief. It's possible, but I'm not
So
really
I
seeing
stayed
the word
until like
belief.
4.
Why are you not on the right page? Let's get you to the right page.
I don't know. What?
Go back.
Got it.
I'm on the right page.
Here.
What?
All right. Belief. Alex is looking for belief. He's trying to find it. He's struggling, but he's looking for belief.
What is in you're holding up 8.
Well, let's look at C. Looking at source number 1, I want your sleeve on top of your paper. I want your finger to be on top of a paragraph. That's how you get involved. You need a sleeve too? Okay. This is simple now. Take your finger and find the paragraph where you think you might find, now that we did all this work in the beginning, where you might find beliefs. Would it be in growing up, school? Would it be in meeting Sir Robert Bowden and married? Would it be in adventurous and athletic? Where do you think it might be, Robert? Okay, so you think her beliefs might be in meeting Sir Robert? Read through that.
Growing up.
Her beliefs might be in, okay, Sandra's saying growing up, and Sandra's saying, I love that one. So let's check growing up.
Growing up too, man.
Let's check this growing up. So these are some things that she did.
I think it's the last one. How Boy Scouts.
But let's see. I don't see, Mason, I think you're right. I don't see any beliefs in growing up, Santa.
Neither do
I don't either. Thank you, James. Hey, let's go ahead and let's try, let's see.
I was gonna say school.
Hayden, that's one warning for making that noise. Let's flip it over.
We can see you. Yep.
And let's go on
I think it's
to, let's look at planning. Let's look at planning for a second. And last time, yesterday, I remember we circled this word of skills. Okay? So what were some of her beliefs? Use your green highlighter to highlight in this paragraph right here some of the beliefs. Highlight in that paragraph some of the beliefs. What are some of the beliefs? Josh wants you to highlight in that one, please, some of the beliefs. Where's your other Where's your snort? All right, let's see which beliefs you have. Okay, I'm walking around. What beliefs do you have highlighted?
What?
You're on the wrong paragraph still.
How am I on the wrong
What paragraph are we in?
On this one. Highlight where you can find beliefs.
The one we put away.
Okay.
This one?
Highlighting beliefs that she might have had.
Yep, I am.
Raise your hand if you got it. I know the beliefs. Okay, go ahead, Priscilla. Awesome, let's do that.
Is this it, Isaiah?
It taught arts. Okay, she wanted
I know.
them to be taught professional skills in the arts and sciences and even business. There's one more that about how she wanted them to act. Isaiah?
Independent and then
Nice!
become strong.
Strong and confident women. Look at all these details. Awesome. You should have highlighted here. She wanted them to learn to be independent. She wanted them to become strong and confident women. And she wanted them to have professional skills. Does anyone see the word belief in this paragraph?
No.
No. And that is why the M step is going to be such a tricky task. You are not going to be able to find the word and just look for it in the reading passage. It's like our reading series. It doesn't work like that. You have to be critical thinkers. So you've got to go through the way that you looked for main idea and find these things. Okay, so let's go over to our paper now and let's record what we came up with. So right here under source 1, because that was source 1, here's what we write.
Yeah, I did.
All full sentences, please. She wanted them to be strong, independent women, period. She also believed, I'm going to use that word again, in the arts, sciences, and being creative. Period. That's my source number 1. Now I'm going to go on to source number 2. So I've got 1 detail, 2 details here. I'm moving on to source number 2. So please go back, take your plastic sleeve. I'll leave mine up so you can copy it. And then go to source number 2 and see from source number 2 what you come up with. There you go.
Just good.
I'll zoom in a little so you can see.
Oh, I almost wrote with the markers.
Now you're looking, I'm walking around looking to see where you're at with source 2. Where you're looking for what are her beliefs. Find a belief. Oh, Jayla is so smart. Light bulb. Light bulb.
I found that.
Jayla said she found, look at source number 2. Jayla found this. He believes.
Look it.
Is that talking about, who's that talking about?
Sir Robert.
So is that, could that trick you maybe?
Yeah.
It could trick you pretty easily. Yes. But that's not it. Oh, let's do it floor found.
I might.
Believe. No, Lauren, that's about what that's not what that's about what Sir Robert believes. But what does she believe? She believes. Let's see, we gotta look and see. She was interested. He had created the group. Ooh, let's look at her beliefs. Look through and see if we can find what her beliefs are. Their beliefs are in common. I would go, hint, hint, I would go to that paragraph about in common. Interested is kind of similar, but they both, look at what they both, another thing about your beliefs, let me see. No, nobody's found it yet. Well, I think we're getting closer. Look at the paragraph where we talk about how their beliefs are in common. There's a paragraph that says they have beliefs in common.
Yeah, I see it.
And there's something they both care about in common. Nobody's got it yet. I'm looking for it.
They push travel.
No, traveling is important, but that's not really part of the Girl Scouts. What do they both have in common? We're on this one right here. They both have in common. Second paragraph.
They love pizza like the ninja.
You're at the wrong source. It's source number 2. Remember, we have to have it from source 1 and source 2. Source 2. Oh, this is going to be a hard one. Oh, I got one. I got one.